Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Vaishnavi, you can start, ma'am. Pranam mantras.
Yes, Mataji. 1 second.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjalashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Vishnupadaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, before starting the session, I wanted to ask you a question from chapter 1. So they were said there were like 4 types of fruits of actions. So could you like explain it with examples? Because I was reading chapter 1 today. So in short, if you could say.
NOD.
Yes, nectar of devotion.
Let me start sharing. One more thing I was, yes, Vaishnavi, you can leave. We have 51 chapters in Nectar of Devotion. Okay. And it becomes hectic if we try to read everything.
K said L L L L L L L L L L L L L L L L L L.
Mataji, in the meantime, you could start sharing the screen.
Hare Krishna. Sorry for inconvenience. Wait. So I was thinking we'll prepare the chapter beforehand. So now that in 18 weeks again, we have to complete this level 3 also. I think it's been 5 weeks still. I think how many weeks are left? 13 more weeks.
13 weeks.
I think 18 to 20 weeks is okay. We'll take it as a 15 more weeks. Okay. So in another last 3 weeks, we'll keep it for
Harshit said Monish is a beast. Harshit K said L L L L L.
Mataji, how many levels are there in this course?
4.
4, Prabhuji, 4 levels. Mataji, after the 4th level, what is the next level after that?
As of now, 4 levels. Once we are done with this, yes. Further, we have Bhakti Vaibhav and all. But Bhakti
So
Shastra
Mataji,
take
is
a
it
1 year.
no, the level 4, is it required to leave meat and all for level 4?
Pardon, I didn't get you.
Is it required to leave meat eating for level 4?
Not like that, preferably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my family members are not allowing me to leave it.
And after level, so in level 4, I've seen there are various assessments we have to give. So there are closed books and open book exams. So that's what I've seen. So will they be, so which software do we have to give the exam, or will it be a Google Sheet form?
No, it is subjective only. We have to write.
So will it be a proctored exam?
Yes, they will announce all those things. We are writing exam this weekend. Second module. It will be under modules. First module is first 6 chapters. Second module is next 6 chapters. Third is the last 6 chapters. Then you got NOI, NOD, and Ishopanishad. That is last module.
Mataji, are the tests difficult?
Not difficult, but everything looks like a cow story, it will come and surrender to
Okay.
Lotus feet. So it's okay. It's difficult, I can say, but it's okay. Yes.
Can you increase the font?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yes,
uh,
Rachaita.
Yes, could you just scroll down? I just wanted to could you just explain this in with examples in short?
Which one? Okay.
Just scroll down. No, not this one. Relief from material.
At which month, Mataji, we do have exam?
No,
Yes,
you people
this
don't
one,
have.
this one. It is stated in the Padma Purana. So there are 4 effects. Effect that is not yet fructified, the effect that is lying as a seed, the effect that is already mature, and it is almost mature. So could you explain with the examples?
Examples, okay. The effect that is not yet fructified. So this I can see an example of what do you say? Shishupala. Okay. Krishna will not do anything until Shishupala commits his 101 sin. Isn't it? Because everybody in the courtyard, where in Hastinapur, where all the people are present and all, he'll be continuously uttering blah, whatever it's getting in his mind and all. The reason he hasn't taken any action against Shishupala is that he has given the word to his mother that he will not do any harm to Shishupal for 100 sins. But
For the
the
100
moment-
mistakes.
yeah.
Yes.
So for 101 sin, then he will not be spared. Okay. So that is one reason. That is first one is example for that. And the effect that is lying as a seed. What do you say? It is dormant. It neither it has progressed and neither it has fructified. It has not come to that stage. So when it will come, we don't know. But sometimes whatever the sinful activities they have done, it will remain as a dormant. See, seeds we store it for many years or. So unless we take that and put it into the soil, then it will fertilize and all those things happens. So that is one example. I can say in the Puranas, some examples are there who will remain inert, neither they are, they'll be punished for any action. At the same time, they will not be rewarded anything. I'm not
Is
exactly.
it, Mataji, is it like if the punya and papa are on same level, the effects lie like a seed?
Uh, uh, it's not like that. See, any person who has taken a human form, it is a punishment only.
Okay.
But some people will be there. I think we can give example of maybe Gandharvas and the people who are there in Devaloka. Generally they are a bit higher than the humans, and unless they are like a seed, I can say, unless they commit any sin, when they come in contact with a material life, then that seed will get a material platform to germinate and become something like that. Then will be punished for their action. So that is, and many examples we have in the this thing. Narada example also, when he was a Gandharva and all. So that we can see, and the effect that is already matured. Okay, this means the person he has attained the stage, like we can take example of a Hiranyakashipu. Okay, he is already enough to be punished, but it's only the right time Lord will see to punish that particular person. Okay, and the effect that is almost matured. Okay, this I can give example of Gajendra Moksham. Okay, in that the crocodile, which is what is troubling the elephant, uh, it'll go on for a long time, unless um, a certain time has to form for that to become matured. So once it come to that stage, then the action will be initiated by Vishnu. So these are 4 examples to my understanding.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much. Because once I was reading this chapter, I wanted some examples to understand it properly. Others have understood it, but still I needed some examples.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Today
Hare
we have to read chapter 3, no? Eligibility
Yes.
of a candidate for accepting devotional service. So
Yes,
what I
Mataji.
was thinking is either I'll prepare a PPT, okay, combining 2 or 3 chapters, or something, or you can read and you can explain. Anything is okay. What do you say?
Mataji, reading and explaining is more better.
Yeah, of course, but we have around 51 chapters.
Mataji, it's better if we make a PPT by ourselves only, a group of 2-3 people.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's
idea.
what I'm thinking. So I
But
think
only 3 people are attending, Mataji.
it's okay, no problem. Even if one is attending also, it's fine. My duty
Only May is left. We do have boards till May, and then in June, I think all will going to join the session.
yes. So what we'll do is 51 chapters are there. Till now we are in the 3rd chapter. So apart from that, how many will be there? 48 will be there. 48
Yes.
in 12 weeks. How many will be able to 3 chapters in 1.5 we can cover, no?
Yes.
Every weekend.
Yeah, Mataji.
So we'll do like that.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah. For today, we'll complete this chapter 3. But
Okay.
this 4, 5, 6, somebody can take. 7, 8, 9, somebody can take. And 10, 11, 12, we can take. Okay. So that everybody is reading it. One person will be explaining. Any doubts we can discuss.
Okay. Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Because of the time constraints, Otherwise, reading like this, we'll not be able to finish the syllabus. Okay. When and where required, we'll open the vedabase.io. We'll read it. But
Okay.
this is what I thought. We can
Like,
post in the
should we
group.
make a PPT which has this, we can keep it in the apostrophes, that this portion is important, we should read it from the database.
Actually, we'll post it in the group. If anybody is interested to make a PPT or come and present, that's well and good. But we'll give them 1 or 2 days. Today
Okay.
we'll post. Maybe by Tuesday, we'll ask for the confirmation. Anybody is interested can give the confirmation by tomorrow. If nobody is giving, I think you 3 can divide. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Fine. Jignasa is busy with exams, I think.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, otherwise she would have
Even
come.
she has events to handle in the college.
Yeah.
Which year is she in?
I don't
12th.
know, Mataji. I guess she started this year only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, come on, we will start. Eligibility of a candidate for accepting devotional service. Yes. Somebody please start.
Shall I?
Mataji, may I?
Anybody can start, ma.
Okay, Racheta Mataji, you start.
Okay. On account of his association with Mahatmas or great souls, 100% engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, one may attain a bit of attraction for Sri Krishna, but at the same time, one may remain very much attached to putative activities and material sense enjoyments and not prepared to undergo the different types of renunciation. Such a person, if he has an unflinching attraction to Krishna, becomes an eligible candidate for discharging devotional service. So, in this paragraph, the Mahatmas or the great souls who have dedicated most of the time in propagating Krishna consciousness or performing devotional services, who are uh, who at the same time are attached to putative activities and material sense, sense enjoyment, they are not prepared for the different types of renunciation. So, such a person, if he has an unflinching attraction to Krishna, becomes eligible candidate for discharging for devotional service. So in short, I would say that the Mahatmas are the higher devotees or advanced devotees who are attracted to Krishna and they perform various types of devotional services, and they are the second type of people who are non-believers of God and who are attached to the results of the world.
Yes, continue.
Okay. This attraction for Krishna consciousness is in association with pure devotees is the sign of great fortune. It is confirmed by Lord Chaitanya that only the fortunate persons, by the mercy of both a bona fide spiritual master and Krishna, will get the state of devotional service. In this connection, Lord Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 12th chapter, verse 8, My dear Uddhava, only by exceptional fortune does someone become attracted to me, and even if one is not completely detached from putative activities or is completely or not completely attached to devotional service, that service is quickly effective. So there are certain devotees who are attracted to Sri Krishna and at the same time are attached to the putative activities. So they, by the mercy of Krishna, they can serve, they can attain perfected positions. So as the Lord is saying, it is quickly effective. So then, should I read the next paragraph?
Yes. I think yes, Vaishnavi can read this.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Devotees may be divided into three classes. The devotees in the first or uppermost class is described as follows. He is very expert in the studies of relevant scriptures, and he is also expert in putting forward arguments in terms of those scriptures. He can very nicely present conclusions with perfect discretion and can consider the ways of devotional service in a decisive way. He understands perfectly that the ultimate goal of life is to attain to the transcendental loving service of Krishna, and he knows that Krishna is the only object of worship and love. This first class devotee is one who has strictly followed the rules and regulations under the training of a bona fide spiritual master and has sincerely obeyed him in accord with revealed scriptures, thus being fully trained to preach and become a spiritual master himself. He is considered first class. The first class devotee never deviates from the principles of higher authority, and he attains firm faith in the scriptures by understanding with all reason and arguments. When we speak of arguments and reason, it means arguments and reasons on the basis of revealed scriptures. The first-class devotee is not interested in dry speculative method meant for wasting time. In other words, one who has attained a mature determination in the matter of devotional service can be accepted as the first-class devotee. The second-class devotee has been defined by the following symptoms. He is not very expert in arguing on the strength of revealed scriptures, but he has firm faith in the objective. The further the purport of this description is that the second class devotee has firm faith in the procedure of devotional service unto Krishna, but he may sometimes fail to offer arguments and decisions on the strength of revealed scriptures to an opposing party. But at the same time, he is still undaunted within himself as to his decision that Krishna is the supreme object of worship. The neophyte or third class devotee is one whose faith is not strong and who, at the same time, does not recognize the decisions of revealed scriptures. The neophyte's faith can be changed by someone with strong arguments or by an opposite decision, unlike the second class devotee, who also cannot put forward arguments and evidences from the scriptures, but who still has all faith in the objective. The neophyte has no firm faith in the objective. Thus, he is called a neophyte devotee. Further classification of the neophyte devotee is made in the Bhagavad Gita. It is stated there that four classes of men, namely those who are distressed, those who are in need of money, those who are inquisitive, and those who are wise, begin devotional service and come to the Lord for relief in the matter of their respective self-satisfaction. They go into some place of worship and pray to God for mitigation of material distress or for some economic development or to satisfy their inquisitiveness. And a wise man who simply realizes the greatness of God is also counted among neophytes. Such beginners can be elevated to second class or first class platform if they associate with pure devotees. An example of the neophyte class is Maharaja Dhruva. He was in need of his father's kingdom and therefore engaged himself in devotional service to the Lord. Then, in the end, when he was completely purified, he declined to accept any material benediction from the Lord. Similarly, Gajendra was distressed and prayed to Krishna for protection, after which he became a pure devotee. Similarly, Shanaka, Sanatana, San- Sananda, and Sanat Kumar were all in the category of wise, saintly persons, and they were also attracted by devotional service. A similar thing happened to the assembly in the Naimisharanya headed by the sage Shaunaka. The sages were inquisitive and were always asking to Sutta Goswami about Krishna. Thus, they achieved the association of a pure devotee and became pure devotees themselves. So that is the way of elevating oneself in whatever condition one may be. If he is fortunate enough to associate with pure devotees, then very quickly he is elevated to the second class or first class platform. These four types of devotees have been described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and they have all been accepted as pious. Without becoming pious, no one can come to devotional service. It is explained in Bhagavad Gita that only one who has continually executed pious activities and whose sinful reactions in life have completely stopped can take to Krishna consciousness. Others cannot. The neophyte devotee are classified into four groups: the distressed, those who are in need of money, the inquisitive, and the wise, according to the gradations of their pious activities. Without pious activities, if a man is in a distressed condition, he becomes an agnostic, a communist, or something like that, because he does not firmly believe in God. He thinks that he can adjust his distressed condition by totally disbelieving in him. Lord Krishna, however, has explained in the Gita that out of these four types of neophyte, the one who is wise is very dear to him, because a wise man, if he is attached to Krishna, is not seeking an exchange of material benefit. A wise person who becomes attached to Krishna does not want any return from him, either in the form of his relieving his distress or in gaining money. This means that from the very beginning, his basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love. Furthermore, due to his wisdom and studies of Shastra, scriptures, he can also understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, when one becomes actually wise, he surrenders unto Vasudeva, knowing perfectly well that Krishna, Vasudeva, is the origin and cause of all causes. Therefore, he sticks to his lotus feet, to the lotus feet of Krishna, and gradually develops love for him. Although such a wise man is very dear to Krishna, the others are also accepted as very magnanimous, because even though they are distressed or in need of money, they have come to Krishna for satisfaction. Thus, they are accepted as liberal, broad minded Mahatmas without being elevated to the position of.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here our first class, second class and neophyte devotees have been explained in detail, and further the neophyte devotees have been divided into four as per the what do you say, the requirement, isn't it? Where it is.
Mataji, have told a little up. We have to go up. Yes, yes. Lord Krishna is explaining the Gita.
Yeah. So distress, those who are in need of money and inquisition. I think this we have already read in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? First class,
Yes.
second class, and neophyte devotee. Okay, these are the neophyte devotees, and their firm is not very strong, and anybody oppose or they try to challenge them, they will give away. Okay, and yes. Isn't it? You can explain these two paragraphs, Vaishnavi.
Yes, Mataji. So, Mataji, here from the four types of neophyte, the one who is wise is very dear to Lord Krishna, because he hasn't come for any exchange of material benefits, but more or less for the love. Furthermore, due to his wisdom and studies of Shastra, he starts to understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then, after many, many births, when one person actually becomes wise, he surrenders to Vasudeva, knowing perfectly well that he is the origin and cause of all causes. And although the wise man is very dear to Krishna, others are also accepted as very magnanimous, because even though they have some distress or some need, they have come to Krishna for the satisfaction, and they are accepted as the liberal, broad minded Mahatmas.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Next.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji. Without being elevated to the position of a jani or a wise man, one cannot stick to the principle of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The less intelligent or those without intelligence have been taken away by the spell of Maya, are attached to different demigods on accounts of the influence of the modes of nature. The wise man is he who has thoroughly understand that his spirit, soul, and not simply a body, because he realizes that he is spirit and Krishna is the supreme spirit. He knows that his immediate relationship should be with Krishna.
Intimate.
Not sorry, Mataji.
Intimate relationship.
Intimate relationship should be with Krishna, not with this body. The distressed and the man in want of money are in the material concept of life, because distress and need of money are both in relationship with the body. One who is inquisitive may be little above the distressed and the man in need of money, but still he is on the material platform. But a wise man who seeks Krishna knows perfectly well that he is the super soul, spirit soul, or Brahman, and the Krishna is the supreme spirit soul, or Parabrahman. He knows that the spirit soul, being subordinate and finite, should always devote himself with the infinite and the supreme soul, Krishna. That is a relationship of the wise man with Krishna. It can be concluded that a person who is freed from the bodily concept of life is an eligible candidate for pure devotion service. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that after Brahma relation Brahman realization, when one is freed from material anxieties and can see every living entity on an equal level, he is eligible to enter into devotional service. As stated before, there are three kinds of happiness: material, spiritual, and devotional. Devotional service are the happiness due to its execution are not possible as long as one is materially affected. If someone has a desire for material enjoyment or for becoming one with the Supreme, these are both considered material concepts because the impersonalists cannot appreciate the spiritual happiness of association and the exchange of loving affairs with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their ultimate goal is to become one with the Lord. The This concept is simply an extension of the material idea. In the material world, everyone is trying to be the topmost headman among all his fellow men or neighbor, either communally, socially, or nationally. Everyone is competing to be greater than all others in their material concept of life. This greatness can be extended to the unlimited so that one actually wants to become one with the greatest of all, the Supreme Lord. This is also a material concept, although maybe a little more advanced. However, the perfect spiritual concept of life is completely knowledge of one constitutional position in which one knows enough to devote himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. One must know that he is finite and that the Lord is infinite. That is not possible to actually become one with the Lord, even if the aspires for him. It is simply not possible. Therefore, anyone who has any desire or aspiration for satisfying his sense by becoming more and more important, either in the material sense or in the spiritual sense, cannot actually relish the really sweet taste of devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore compared possessing these bhakti, material and mukti liberation desires with being influenced by the black art of a witch. In both cases, one is in trouble. Bhakti means material enjoyment, and mukti means to becoming freed from material anxiety and to become one with the Lord. These desires are compared to being haunted by ghosts and witches because while these aspirations for material enjoyment or spiritual oneness with the Supreme remain, no one can relish the actual transcendental taste of devotional service. A pure devotee never cares for liberation. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays to Krishna, my dear son of Nanda, I do not want any material happiness in a shape of any follower, not immense opulence and wealth, nor any beautiful wife, nor do I want sensa- cessation for material existence. I may take many births, one after another, but what I pray for you is that my devotion unto you may always remain unflinching. The attention of a pure devotee is so much attracted to the glorification of Lord pastime, name, qualities, form, etc., that the devotee does not care for mukti. Shri Balvangala, Mataji, what is this? Shri Balvangala, Bilva
Bilva Mangala.
Mangala. Thakura has said, if I am engaged in devotional service unto you, my dear Lord, then very easily I can perceive your presence everywhere. And as far as liberation is concerned, I think liberation stands at my door with folded hands waiting to serve me. To pure devotees, therefore, liberation and spiritual emancipation are not very important thing. In this connection, in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 26, verse 36, Kripla Deva have advised his mother Devahuti as follow, my dear mother, my pure devotees are charmed by seeing my different forms, the beauty of my face, the structure of my body, so enchanting. My laughing, my pastime, and my glance appear to them so beautiful that their minds are always absorbed in thoughts of me, and their lives are dedicated fully unto me. Although such people do not desire any kind of liberation or any kind of material happiness, Still I give them a place among my associates in the supreme abode. This evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam gives assurance to the poor devotee of being elevated to association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Rupa Goswami remarks in this connection that one who is actually attracted by the beauty of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna or his service, and whose heart by such attraction is always full with transcendental bliss, will naturally never aspire after the liberation, which is so valuable to the impersonalist. A similar passage is also there in the third canto, fourth chapter, 15 of the book, whereas Uddhava address Lord Krishna and says, "My dear Lord, for persons who are engaged in your transcendental loving service, there is nothing worth obtaining from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation, although happiness from these different sources can be very easily had by them. In spite of such facilities, my dear Lord, I do not aspire to achieve any such result. My only prayer is that I may have unflinching faith and devotion onto your lotus feet." A similar passage appears in the third canto, 25 chapter, verse 34, wherein Kripala Deva instructs his mother and says, "My dear mother, devotees who hurt are always filled in their service of my lotus feet and who are prepared to do anything for my satisfaction, especially those fortunate devotees who assemble together to understand my qualities, pass them in a form, and thus glorify me congratulate and drive transcendental pleasure, therefore never desire to become one with me, and what to speak of becoming one with me, if they are offered a post like mine in my abode, or opulence like mine, or even personal association with me with similar body feature, they refuse to accept because they are satisfied simply by being engaged in my devotional service. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 9th chapter, verse 10, King Dhruva says, "My dear Lord, the transcendental pleasure derived by meditation upon your lotus feet, which is enjoyed by the pure devotees, cannot be approached by the transcendental pleasure derived by the impersonalist through self-realization. So how can the fruitive workers, who at most can aspire to promotion to the higher heavenly planets, understands you, and how can they be described as enjoying a happiness similar to the devotee's happiness?" It's in all the paras, Krishna is described as infinite. It means never endings. It means that he is never ending.
How a pure devotee, that is mostly with relation to the first class devotee.
First
So
class
what
devotee.
kind of happiness he derives, and because several examples from Srimad Bhagavatam, conversation with Kapila Deva and his mother Devahuti. So when he explains her, this is in the context when what is say when Kardama Muni, husband of Devahuti, father of Kapila Deva, will be leaving to the forest to complete his varnashrama, the what do you say, the further sannyasa life and all. So
Vanaprastha.
Vanaprastha and sannyasa next.
Okay.
So he'll be there for certain period of a time. It's a beautiful story between these two. Devahuti is a princess who is married to Kardama Muni, and you know the Muni and all, the lifestyle they have and all is totally different. But she has completely devoted in serving the him and taking care of all which is required for him. So they don't consummate their marriage also. And after many years and all, you know, she's so much engrossed in serving him. She don't think anything about what's next, having kids and all those things. She'll not be thinking. So you know, one and she's a pure devotee. And one fine day, Kardamomani will say, "Yes, now that you have done so much of a service to me, we'll stay together, and so that we can plan our next future generation." So likewise, he will take a break. He'll be doing a tapas till then, you know, and he will take a break from that, and he will invite all the what is say apsaras from Devaloka and hand over what is Devahuti to them and see that she's been well fed and well nurtured. So she was not taking care of herself also. So they will take her to the nearby some lake, I don't remember. So they give her nice bath and all the luxuries will be given, and he'll be astonished to see that lady who appeared in a frizzy hair, emaciated, not taking care of herself. So when he has handed over her to Apsarasa, she will come back to the normal form and all. So he will build a nice 7-floor building for her, and where nobody can access her. He's so powerful. He can roam around wherever he wanted to. He's even more powerful than many demigods and all. So he will treat her in the best possible way. Okay, and after that, she'll be blessed with a 9 girl child. And then they will describe actually the women's sexuality, how a woman should be pleased. So regarding that, they will elaborate. Then Kardama Muni will clone himself into 9 this thing, and he will they will spend some time and they will be blessed with a 9 girl child. Then she will ask okay, but I wanted one more son, like any other household devotees. They say, okay, एक लड़की है, एक लड़का भी हो जाए तो अच्छा रहेगा. If one son is there, then you wanted one daughter or something like that. Similarly, like any other household devotee, Devhuti also asked Kardama Muni. Then he said, it's okay, fine. It's too much, but it's okay. Then what do you say? Then Kapila Deva will be born, who is an incarnation of Lord Krishna. Okay. So generally, whatever said and done, the pure devotee, when he's totally engrossed in worshipping Lord Krishna, ultimately his goal is to reach the Goloka. But here Lord Krishna himself is coming in his incarnation as Kapila Deva. No, then people will say, no, where exactly you are, why you are to leave the place, you want to leave your wife and kid and go somewhere and do the penance and all those things. Then when the time has come, when he has to leave, because once the son is born, then his duty is fulfilled. Then he will say, now that my job is done, now just give me a permission to leave this place. And in that Varnashrama Dharma, they will say like how long a husband should stay with a wife, and after certain age, who should be taking care of the a wife, like a son should be there who will take care of the wife. So all those rules and regulations are being explained in that Srimad Bhagavatam. And when his father left, and as usual, any wife will be very much distressed because she can't, after so much of quality time they have spent together, she's feeling distressed to leave the husband. Okay, but Kardama Muni will say, many people will have a question like when the God himself is there in the home, why he need to go to what is say the forest and do tapas and take the sannyas and all. For even though the Lord appear in your home, the rules are rules. What is applicable for all others, that is applicable to you. So likewise, he has to leave the place, and after he left the place, Kapila Muni will be explaining to Devahuti. So what exactly are the rules and regulations, and what is exactly now a need of the hour, and like how you have to concentrate on the devotion. See, these are responsibilities what you have, the relationship with the spouse or the family or all those things are very temporary, but ultimately your responsibility is towards the higher self, that is pleasing the Krishna. So all your activities should be what do you say structured in such a way that it ultimately leads to the moksha. So this is not the way. So whatever he has to done, he has done towards me. Now I am there to take care of you. So now that you are freed from this, what do you say, the responsibility, now that you have to start your devotion service. That likewise, a lot of conversation will happen between Devahuti and Kapila Muni.
Mataji, where is this story given in the Srimad Bhagavatam?
3rd canto.
And which shloka?
Oh, it's these all, I think some 7 or 8 chapters all together I have compiled and I've told you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful story. And was he born like a normal child, or was he? How old was he when he started preaching to his mother?
I think maybe when he was a toddler and above toddler, maybe around below 10 years of age, I think.
But I've heard that Kapila Muni had golden hair, he was very fair. I've heard.
Yeah, maybe all those. But this is the conversations. Once the father leave, the conversation or what questions you have asked is not been described in that. The moment Kardama Muni leaves, Kapila Muni will explain Devahuti, all these things.
Okay, Mataji, wonderful story.
Yeah, I think. So shall I end for today? Yes, I think.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So we have divided can you please explain once again?
What, Mataji?
Fourth, the fifth, the sixth.
Yeah, fourth, fifth, sixth, then seventh, eighth, ninth, and then 11th,
3
10, 11,
chapters,
12.
12, 3 are 48. That means 12 weeks may will be completing all the rest of the chapters, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mataji, you were telling about a Friday 10 minutes call for what?
No, I'm quite busy, My son exams are starting from tomorrow. So,
I think boards exams, na? Tomorrow
yeah,
is the
10th, yeah, 10th.
first English exam.
Yeah, first English exam.
Yeah, there's tomorrow's first English exam.
Yeah, we had an NABH meeting in a hospital, and so all those things. I went out of station on Monday. I just came back on Thursday. So there's a death in the family. My grandmother passed away. So I have to go and come back, and a lot of disturbance. So it generally skipped out of my mind.
Okay. Hare Krishna to your deceased grandmother. So if you could allow us to chant the Mahamantra just once for your deceased grandmother.
Yes, yes, sure.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe. Okay. So for tomorrow's Ekadashi, I think everything is all set. Vaishnavi, that girl, she didn't respond, I think, no?
Shruti,
I think, yeah. She didn't.
she messaged me
Uh-huh.
like that day when you send me the number, then she messaged me that saying that she won't be able to come on 26th.
I
So
think you
that's
have
why I
told
removed
me.
her from the list.
Yeah, you told me about that. It's
Yes.
okay. Now, today she didn't reply back, no?
No, I didn't ask her.
That's okay. I put her a message, but she didn't reply back.
Actually, I don't know why whenever we call her that it says that incoming seva are radd ki gayi hai karke.
Okay, okay. Fine, then we'll go with the what is it? The regular participant list we have finalized yesterday.
Yeah.
And the PowerPoint, I think you will say, Vaibhav, you can come now for recitation. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, when is our Ekadashi? When do we keep Ekadashi?
26th.
Yeah, Tuesday, no?
Tuesday. And the recitation will be on Tuesday, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I just confirming.
Yeah. The PowerPoint is ready, I think.
Yes, Mataji, I sent you.
Yeah, PowerPoint is ready. Participants are also ready.
Yeah, actually there is no story. That's why I just kept the benefits of Ekadashi.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll conclude for today by saying Narsimharti.
Yes, Mataji. Shall I start?
Yes.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Daine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankarnakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narsimham Adim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Salita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Vaibhav, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, actually, every time Vaishnavi is doing recitation as well as the PowerPoint presentations. Last time you did very nice PowerPoint presentation. No? Why don't you join for Ekadashi and do some presentation?
Mataji, I do have my board on 2nd of May. My first board is on 2nd of May. And my exams are from 2nd of May to 28th May. The whole month exams are there.
It's okay, Prabhuji. Can you start doing the presentations from June? Because I think my college will start from that month.
Yeah, I'll surely going to start. Yeah.
You do one thing. One time I'll prepare, one time you prepare
Okay, no problem.
the work.
Okay, fine. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Thank you, co-host and participant, for your active participation. See you all next weekend. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I think now you divide that and post it in the group, Vaishnavi.
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, okay.
Shall I message it like if someone is interested in doing the Nectar of Devotion presentation, please give their names and then write the chapters?
Yeah. No, by tomorrow, let them give. Give them
Okay.
1 day time. If anybody is responding, fine. Otherwise, you divide among yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Vaibhav will join on Sunday.
Yes, Mataji.
Second is Sunday, no? First is Sunday.
Mataji, I'll try my best to join Saturday as well.
Okay, fine. Okay, you can divide among you three and you can ask other people also. Our
Yes,
Ekadashi
Mataji, I'll send a
recitation
message.
people are there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.